Sarah and Sarah. And we spell our names the same too.
We do.
Which is kind of crazy.
Which, speaking of, like, I mean, I love Halloween and I love all of that. And, and they have, I was like, if we are here on Halloween, we should dress up as the Shining Twins.
That would be a little scary,
but it would
give us some intention. For sure, for sure. So we're still in April, the month of April Fools and Tricksters.
Yep.
So I have another story from you from the past. And this one actually has to do with slavery and freedom.
That's a good topic.
Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. So there's this guy called Horace Snow.
Okay.
And he was from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, and he decided to search for gold in the gold fields out here in 1853.
So a little while ago.
A little while ago. But he was a Southerner. Apparently, initially he was a Southerner. But he decided that he was going to come out here and he was going to work the fields. But unlike many of them that came out, he came out with slaves and oxen and a whole contingent of things he owned to help him in his endeavors.
Wow.
So he came out and anyway, actually we have to start again because I used the wrong name. I'm sorry. You're good. Like, wait a minute, Snow is the wrong person. So.
All right, just start from the beginning?
Yeah, let's just start from the beginning.
Let me drink the water real quick.
Okay, Mr. Pike. Okay, so I'm going to start there.
Is he a bad guy?
He's, it's a good story, but he is a bad guy.
Okay, then perfect.
It turns out good. It's actually got a kind of a cute little ending. So, no, I wouldn't have chosen it if it was like all crazy. So, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, we're back.
We are back.
With what's happening
in the Mother Lode
with Sarah
and Sarah.
And we spell our names the same too.
We do.
Which can be a little unusual, right?
It can be, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, my kids are in school and they're like, like, it's weird, like, how names will go along. And, like, I know Emma's a really popular name right now. And, but when I was a kid, it was like every other girl, there was at least like three Sarahs in our class, always. But you were different, right?
I was different. There were no Sarahs. I never met a Sarah until I went to university.
To me, because there was just, it was such a, like, overpopulated name
by that time. Yeah. There were songs written about Sarahs in that time period, but I never met anyone until I was actually 18 years old with my name. That was cool. I lived in the Bay Area, so I came across, quite a few people. Yeah. So, but it was a little later that it became very favorable to name their kid Sarah. So
that's interesting.
It was kind of interesting. So, but we are still in April, so it's Trickster Month, April Fools, and I have a historic story for you that it has like slavery in it, and gold rush stuff, which is always interesting here in the Mother Lode.
Like, every time you bring one of these stories up, it just mind boggles me how they even survived half the time back then.
I know.
So last week, the guy was shot.
He
had said he was going to shoot the other guy.
Exactly. And then he didn't have the gun, and he got shot. So it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? So, but this story is, about a miner who came out to, mine for gold in 1853, And what was interesting about him is a lot of the miners came out and they really didn't have a lot. They were very adventurous and they were faith-filled and hope-filled that they were going to find gold.
And a lot of them were like down on their luck, kind of.
Yeah.
This was like their chance of striking rich.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And then, but this particular man actually came out with his contingent of belongings, including slaves, who he was going to have help him.
Oh,
you know,
man. I already don't like this guy.
Yeah. Apparently, the people in the mining camp he went to didn't either. So
Which I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
oh, man.
you know, in California at that time, you know, it was just around the Civil War, and you know, down in Copperopolis, they were mining for copper, and I believe it was silver, but mostly copper for bullets to go back to the Civil War.
Yeah.
So California became this very hotbed about it. You know, are you for the North or for the South, and California tried to stay very neutral, quite frankly. But this particular man was not neutral.
It doesn't sound like
he
it.
came out with his slaves, and his oxen and all sorts of things.
Man.
And he was from Missouri.
Okay.
And he brought three yoke of oxen and 2 slaves in order to gain wealth to take home. And apparently, all the men from Missouri were referred to as Pikes. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I was just going to ask why.
So they called him Mr. Pike because he was from Missouri, and he had a very strong feelings about slave ownership and the Fugitive Slave Act.
Well, of course, because
he had slaves, right? So, but the particular mining camp he was in had very strong feelings on the other side.
Which I would have been there.
Yeah, exactly. So they settled into this mining camp, and the slaves started to hear, right? They're listening to the stories of these other free men who were talking about being free, and everyone should be free, right? I mean, what was interesting about the southern mines where we are is it really was the melting pot of the miners, right? And up north, it was a little bit more homogenous, a lot more wealthy, but down here, it really was a mixed bag. So you had a lot of people in this mining camp, they were talking about freedom, and apparently Mr. Pike's slaves absorbed this taste for freedom.
Good for them.
Right?
Good for them.
And they decided that when the opportunity presented itself, they were going to take it and they were going to run, right?
Okay.
They were going to run. And they did. But the catch-22 is they took all his belongings and the oxen too.
Well, good for them. I give a round of applause to these
Exactly. And apparently he didn't even know how to make his own money or cook his own beans at the end of it all.
Well,
so he was left with nothing. They took the oxen and apparently everything. But
well,
I thought that was kind of a cool story when I first came upon it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it really is like, I don't know. Like it's one of those things of you do bad things and hopefully bad things happen to you.
And ideas are dangerous.
Yes, ideas are dangerous, yes.
You come into an area or a group of people and all of a sudden you're listening and you're like, wait a minute, in this place, we may be able to get out of our situation. Right?
Where they were from, it was not even an option.
No, the Fugitive Slave Act was horrible. And then, of course, the Jim Crow laws came later and they were just as bad, except it was codified in another way, right? As far as, you know, hunting people down and doing all sorts of awful things.
Talk about a tragic time.
Yeah, exactly. But out in California, it was a little more free.
Yes.
A lot more wild, too.
Yeah. Make sure you had a gun.
Make sure you had a gun, yeah. And if you said you were going to have a gun, you better have a gun.
You better have a gun, yeah. You follow through with your threats back then.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah. So
well, I'm glad that they left him.
They left him. They took his oxen. They took everything.
And the fact that he couldn't make any beans.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. He couldn't even cook for himself.
You're
right?
like, okay,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah. I mean, even most of the miners, they couldn't cook very well, but they could like put something together in a pot, right?
Yeah.
But he was like, couldn't even do that. So, anyway.
So we're looking at the week of April 15th through the 21st, and a little couple stuff here and there that you might want to get tickets ahead of time.
Yeah, ahead of time as well, because things are selling out quickly.
Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff happening.
Yep.
And so this Friday, we still have Magnolias playing up in the Sonora Theater, and it starts at 6:30 on April 14th and 15th, and 2 o'clock on April 16th. The show opens. Sorry, I'm reading this as I'm going through, but so it opens up at 6:30, but the show starts playing at 7 p.m.
Yeah. So doors open at 6,
Yep.
and
and it is recommended for 13 and older. Children under 5 will not be admitted, so it is not a young children's play.
Not at all.
It runs about 2 hours and 10 minutes, so it's a pretty nice evening. So get dinner and go watch a show.
And it's, it has a lot of interesting themes in it. If you've seen the movies from, the movie from years ago, it's that same storyline, but it's timeless.
It really is
timeless.
Yeah, because it's about friendship and family and heartbreak and love and
small towns,
all
sorts of stuff.
The intertwinings of it all. And again, that was at the Sonora Theater. So if you're interested in it, you can take a look at sierrarep.org if you want more information.
And then also on Saturday, April 16th, and this is the only day this takes place, is National Parks Free Admission Day.
That is so cool.
Which is cool. So the national park we have is Yosemite, right? So you get a free admission to Yosemite National Park. Which is
we shouldn't tell anybody this.
Yeah, probably not. It'll be
now
really
it's crowded, really busy.
super busy.
So just pretend you didn't hear that.
But it is
really
all
neat,
day. Right, yeah, I think it's very cool. We have some beautiful national parks, beautiful state parks.
Yep. And it's one of those things where Yosemite is so different than everywhere else. Like you go and it's one of those things where you get to escape into nature and enjoy just Mother Nature at its finest.
Yeah, it just feels very different.
Yes.
Right, the atmosphere is very different. So, and then also on Saturday in Tuolumne, they're having the Tuolumne Memorial Hall Antique Fair.
Oh, fun.
And that's on 18375 Fur Avenue in Tuolumne. So let me see where exactly.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And it's a free event.
Yeah, and it's free, and it is their 13th year. So it's actually at the Tuolumne Veterans Memorial Hall, and it's from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, and it is on Sunday too, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Nice,
so,
and
very cool.
That is really cool. So you can go and find some antiques and bring it home and
enjoy yourself. Yeah,
it comes back to those crafts fairs and antiquing is you find. Really,
all
usually
it's
things, one of a kind.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is always nice. And then we have the Bakerville is still playing at Hyman Company. It's the Sherlock Holmes Mystery, which is that like interaction one where they have the theater. The seats are in the middle, and then the theater's kind of around you in this really cool building. And again, that's going all the way up until May 14th. So you got a while.
A little bit of time there for that one.
And then the tickets are about $28 for regular admission. The seniors are $24, students are $20, and you can find more information on bakerstreetwest.com.
And then also over in across that river, live music at the Sutter Creek Theater is going on April 16th as well. So it's just down there in Sutter Creek, which is always a cute little town. Which
is really cool. My mom, it's like coming off on a tangent, she used to live in the buildings, now where Sutter Hotel is. They have the housing above. There was like the house over. She used to live on the top part.
Oh, cool.
And they would go to this theater, the Sutter Creek Theater, when they were little. And this was in the 1940s. Yeah, so it was, it's really neat, like just part of that history being there.
Yeah, that's very cool. I bet it was really different then too. But the theaters, they remain.
They do.
They really do.
Well, yeah. they keep their charm. Like you do, you still walk in and it feels like it's not modern. None of it's modern, and feels like you're walking back in time. And then Sunday is
Easter Sunday. So,
we got a lot
of stuff going on Easter Sunday. So did you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. We have
Okay.
Easter in Copper Valley, and that's Saturday, April 17th. And it's a church service at the gazebo. They have a town square egg hunt, and you get to see the Easter bunny. And then you have the Easter brunch at Vine 18. It's adults are $55 and kids are $12, and you get to see the Easter bunny also there.
Yes,
so
which
he's
is
making
very
his
cool.
rounds. And then at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the golf club, they have Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
So, and then
Full
all
day.
events are open to the public. Easter egg hunts are free.
Yeah.
So bring your kids
Awesome.
and have fun. And if you do want to book the Easter brunch at Vine 18, they do recommend that you call the restaurant to reserve a spot, and it's 209-785-7400. So yeah, so it's kind of fun. It's a whole Copper Valley event.
Yeah. And that's another fun little town too. Not quite as old as the other towns, but it still has a really
Still
nice
neat.
charm to it. And then we have the Victorian Easter celebration in Columbia going over across the other river.
Which is that's such a good theme because
Yeah.
who doesn't like Victorian anything?
Exactly. And so they actually encourage you to dress up in your Victorian Easter finery and march in the Victorian Easter parade.
Well,
So
there we
that
go.
would be very, very cool if you're into that sort of thing. You can register at 11 a.m. and the parade is at 12:30. And then the Easter egg hunts are all pretty much kind of all day. The small fry egg search, which is kind of cute, is at noon for ages 3 to 5. And then the junior egg poachers, ages 6 to 8.
Oh, those are cute
is at
names.
1. They're really cute. And then finally, the great egg scramblers,
Oh, there you go.
who are ages 9 to 12, are at 1:30. And apparently, there is a golden egg that you can find. One golden egg, and you win
man.
some sort of fun prize.
See, there's the competitiveness that
Yeah.
comes out in me. I'm like, I want that prize.
I want the egg.
I want the egg.
golden egg.
All the
yes.
other ones you can keep, but I want that golden egg.
Yeah. And that's actually presented by the Columbia Chamber of Commerce over there, and they do wonderful things over at Columbia State Historic Park.
Well, yeah, it is a really, really cool place.
It is.
It's just, and they really do hone in and just bring back the history. They bring back, it's just a fascinating, wonderful place to be.
Yeah, and those days everything is open, so you really get to see the blacksmiths, and you get to see there's actually a hearse in one of the buildings too.
Is there really?
Yes,
Oh, yes, I've seen that one, yes.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And,
Yeah. So.
And then we have another Easter event, which we'll have many Easter events, but we do have breakfast with the Easter Bunny and an egg hunt at the Ironstone Vineyards in Murphys.
And that's always gorgeous too.
Yeah, and you can't, I'm looking at these pictures and all the flowers are bloom, and it's just
yeah.
a beautiful garden and lovely, lovely spot to go. It's at 9 a.m. to 11:30. Is seating, and the egg hunt for 5 years old and younger is at 10 a.m. 6 to 8-year-olds are at 10:30, and 9 to 12-year-olds are at 11. And again, it's in Murphys. And yeah, it's breakfast with the Easter Bunny, so which will be a lot of fun.
And then you can just take your family photo anywhere on the grounds, and that's,
that's
always
smart.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
That's really smart.
In fact, once I was walking over there with friends, and these visitors were there, and they said, "Can you take our photo?" And I said, "Sure." And I took the photo, and I looked at it. It's one of those rare moments when you take one photo and you go, "Wow, this is a really good photo," right? And they looked at it and they went, "Wow, this is a really good photo. This is going to be our Christmas card photo." I was like, "Oh, good."
There you go.
So, and then over in McCullamy Hill at the Hotel Leger, they are going to have an Easter brunch.
Ooh.
So you can, let's see, $32 for adults, $27 for seniors, $18 ages 6 to 12, and 5 and under are free.
Nice.
Reservations are strongly recommended.
Yeah, because I imagine it will fill up really fast.
Quickly. And 209-286-1401. And while you're there, make sure you explore the Leger. They have this beautiful underground area.
Yeah, it's like a little cellar.
It is. It's like a cellar.
It's cool and eerie and absolutely fascinating.
It is. It's wonderful. It really is.
And if you see any ghosts, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
The brunch looks amazing also. They have a carving station, a breakfast station, seafood salad, or seafood salads, desserts, and more. So that looks like a really cool event. Then they have the Easter brunch at camps. So if you got lots of choices for Easter breakfast.
You do.
And this one is from 10 to 3 p.m. It's $49 per person, $25 for children 12 years and younger. And it is again at Angels Camp. And if you call for reservations at 729-8181, it's at the camp's restaurant.
Yeah.
And their menu looks amazing. There's a lot, so I'm not going to read it all. But there is another spot where you can go get breakfast and enjoy
your day. And the weather should be nice.
It really should be. Like it looks like it's going to be a really pretty.
Nice. Yeah, really nice day.
And then we also have the Easter Egg Extravaganza, and this is the one we take our kids to every year because it's just really fun. And it is over at the Italian Picnic Grounds in Amador, and it's put on by the Sutter Creek Nazarene Church. It's a free community event. And what they do is they have an Easter egg hunt happening every 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And so you register your kid and you sign them up.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then they group them up, and then there's a field, and they kind of tape it off a little bit, but it's huge.
Oh, I bet it's massive.
And then they put Easter eggs out, and then they let the kids run, and they have to be a certain age. I think it's like 6 or older for the big ones, and then they have like inside the building they have the little kid spots, so little kids can go Easter egg hunting without getting ran over. And then they let them run, and then they set it up again.
Oh, wow.
And so every kid gets
their
to
chance.
do it. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Which is really neat. You can skip the line to pre-register for your families. And you could do that by going online on Facebook and going to the event. And then also, I think you can probably just call up the Sutter Creek Nazarene Church if you want to register that way.
Just to see.
And here's a website. The website's scnaz.org if you do want to check them out on their website. And then I have one more Easter.
One more Easter one. Wow.
Lots and lots of options. We also have the McCallum Hill Lions Club's annual Easter egg hunt.
Oh, wow.
Which is, so you can go get brunch at the hotel and then go to the little park over there. And it's from 10 to 12 p.m. And it's an Easter egg hunt, and it's free to go and win prizes and have lunch, and all are welcome. So it's a free event. Which is really cool, yeah. So
that's enough to keep everybody busy.
It really is. It really is. It's like.
And then of course there's the Easter Bunny visit and egg hunt at the Amador Flower Farm.
Yep. Yes, there is.
And that's on April 15th as well. And we say every single week, it seems like, that we love the Amador Flower Farm.
Oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. It's just ridiculously pretty.
It is. And they start at 1 p.m. sharp in the daylily growing grounds. And how they keep the daylilies okay with the eggs, I don't know. Maybe they pray a lot. I don't know. I'd be afraid to have anyway. So, taller to 13 years old. So I think they do have separate hunts for each of the age groups, but they haven't delineated it here. But you can always head out to the Shenandoah Valley, and free parking. It takes place rain or shine, but it's going to shine. It's a free event.
Which is always nice.
Yeah.
You can bounce around from one place to the next.
Yep. And then there's also on April 17th, as I'm jumping around, the old Sutter Creek Flea Market.
That's cool. So you do Easter and then go find your treasures.
Find your treasures. And that's at the Italian Picnic Grounds in Sutter Creek. And, it's 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., and they have it apparently every third Sunday of the month from January to November.
Well, that's cool. So if you miss it this week,
you can go the next week.
Nice. And the admission is $1, so you can't beat that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't beat that. And it's 6 a.m. is a little early for me. I don't know, but I do know my sister. My sister does antiquing, and
the antiquers.
She is like she will be there in line. Her and her husband in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they're
6
like there. They're like those shoppers.
You're like, okay,
they want the early bird gets the worm.
Yes. But I'm like over there going through the scraps that people are like, oh, I don't know what we can do with that.
Yeah, I like the saying, the early bird gets the worm, but worms are gross.
I
forgot the rest of it, but
agree with that. I'm like,
worms are gross and we don't like mornings.
No.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's great.
So anyway.
Oh, man.
So there was actually a really cool thing going on if I can get we have multiple pages open, as you can tell. Actually, over in Tuolumne County in April, they're having a hashtag healthy selfie TC contest.
Nice.
Oh, that's it. Healthy selfie Tuolumne County contest. But what you do is you actually hashtag that healthy selfie TC contest.
Okay.
And you can win prizes, and you show what you show is how to stay healthy in Tuolumne County,
which is neat. It's like it's a virtual event that people can interact, and then you can win prizes, right?
Yeah, and it's put on by the Tuolumne County Public Health Department, which you can find them on Facebook. And do something healthy, take a picture, post it, and winners they'll announce winners on their Facebook page, which I think is really cool.
It's really smart. Especially when people are being healthy. You're not healthy in groups usually. Usually you're on your own. You don't live at the gym. So and you don't go to the gym with everybody.
Exactly.
So it's one of those things where it kind of gives it your own
little twist,
time.
And it can be something as you're making a healthy meal or a salad or taking a smoothie or going to the local smoothie shop so you can get your local businesses in or walking.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
It's
So
really, really smart.
if you happen to be over in Tuolumne County, you do have to take your photos in Tuolumne County, but make sure you take advantage of that program. You might win a little something cool.
And stay healthy.
And stay healthy at the same time.
Exactly. Then we also still have the Shred Fest happening, which we talked about a little bit last week, but it is this weekend. And it is the document shredding and electronic recycling.
Yeah.
And it's in Murphy's. And it's 4 hours long. So it's a drive-through. So you drive up and they want you to load it into the back so they can just pull it out. So it's easy to unload.
Yeah.
And it's from 9 to 1 p.m. Or until the trucks are full. So if they're full, they don't take anything else. So you might want to get there a little bit
early then.
And it's free to Calaveras residents, and you just have to be prepared to show a proof of residencies. And donations for our community programs are greatly accepted, which is, it's always good to support these programs in your community.
For sure.
And then if you do want to have any questions or anything that you want to get in contact with them, it's at 209-278 0455, or you can email them at information@angelsmurphysrotary.org. And this is also put on by the Angels Murphys Rotary Club.
They put on some really, really good events throughout the year.
The
Rotary is just a really good service organization.
Yeah, so. And I'm going through this right now. I'm shredding all the documents that have expired, and because you have a lot of information out there. And
it doesn't take much for somebody to get just a little piece of your information, and they can take it and do all sorts of crazy stuff with it.
It's crazy to me. And then also that stuff piles up. Like if you don't throw it away, we just put it in a box and then we shred it. But it's one of those things that can really get out of the hand if it's not taken care of right away.
Yeah, it becomes the monster.
It really does.
It does.
So this is a wonderful event, which is really cool.
Yeah. And there's also, there's a really cool program, not only, National Free State Park Day on the 16th, but the California state parks have partnered with all the public libraries to have this really, really cool program where you can use your public library card to check out a free vehicle day use pass for over 200 California state parks.
That is really, really cool.
And we have a lot in our area.
Oh, we do.
Right? So we have Columbia, which is a historic state park. We have Chauncey over in Volcano. We have big trees up in, obviously, the Arnold corridor.
And then we have Yosemite.
We have Yosemite. That's a national park, though.
Oh, okay. I get them all mixed up.
Yeah.
I'm like a park.
And I'm thinking there's another one that, no, that's not a state park.
How about
either.
Bodie? What is Bodie?
Bodie is a state, no.
Isn't that a
That's
California?
a state park. Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
so you can go to Bodie. So if you didn't want to go
Nevada
venture out.
is that way, but yes, you can go. They would get you into Bodie. It would get you into the hot springs back there.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a state park as well. And there are so many state parks that are so unique.
You just have to do your research and find out which ones you can go to. And do you have a day?
Any day. It's any day. It's any day.
That is so cool.
There was one state park that I went to near Santa Barbara, and it has Native American drawings in this cave. And I thought, what a great place to go.
Yeah.
Right? So my son and I went on vacation. He wasn't very old. He must have been about 14 or 15. And now he says, you used to drag me all sorts of places, Mom. And I was like, let's go see this. This will be really cool. I have a strong stomach. Excuse me, my glasses just fell. That's what happened to my stomach on this drive. On this, I am not a fearful person when it comes to driving.
Okay.
I can drive almost anywhere. This was like playing chicken on a little piece of string for a road.
No.
It made the Calaveras County roads look like two-lane highways, and you went up the side of this mountain. There were drop-offs on either side and no guardrails.
Oh no!
I was like, where is this place? I can't even remember the name of it. I blanked out the name of it. It's right outside of Santa Barbara. Just Google Santa Barbara cave drawings, Native American cave drawings. And we went up, and you go up and up and up. I mean, literally up and up. And by the time you're at the top, you're like looking down at the eagles flying. It was that high up. There are residents at the top.
Okay.
Who they're very used to driving this road.
Oh no.
And they come barreling down, there's no place to go. So we get there. It was actually very cool when we got there. But I thought, I will never come here
It's a
again.
once in a lifetime event. Savor the
that
moment.
was actually a free park. But anyway,
man, that would be petrifying.
It was terrifying.
Especially with nowhere, like you can go into the mountain or you can go down the mountain.
You feel some safety when there's a mountainside. I don't know why that is. But yeah, there was nothing.
That's petrified.
Just sheer air out there.
Oh, that's petrified.
But there is many different California state parks as there are Californians, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just so diverse. You have the ones down on the coast.
Oh, yeah,
you have
they're
all of
beautiful.
ours in the mountains. You have our historic parks.
Then we have the ones in the deserts.
Yeah, actually Railtown. Railtown's another one over there in Jamestown. So, yeah.
That's so cool. And speaking of Railtown, we do have the Wildflower train ride is still happening in Railtown, and that's at the 1897 historical park, right there.
Yeah.
And it is the unique opportunity to experience wildflowers in a fun from a board historical train. So they cruise you around and you look at the beautiful flowers.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And they promptly leave at 3:30 each day. So it did happen last weekend, and this looks like it's going to be the last weekend on the 16th and the 17th, so Saturday and Sunday. And each ticket, they cost about $20 for adults, $15 for youth, which is about 6 to 7. Children 5 and under are free. The tickets are available at this really long email.
Just
so you can look it up.
Jamestown State Park.
Or the Railtown 1897. .org.
I always want to say 1887. 1897.
But they do recommend, just because of limited seating, that you get reservations ahead of time. So which would be really cool.
That's a very cool thing to go to as well. And then we have a lot of events coming up too.
Yes.
And in the end of April, beginning of May, that we just wanted to touch on. One of them is the Jumping Frog Jubilee exhibit. Grand opening presentation is actually on Saturday, April 30th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Angels Camp Museum down there in Angels Camp. So they're opening up a brand new exhibit dedicated to the Jumping Frog Jubilee.
Which is, I mean, it's Frog Jump is just one of those times of years. It's like
Yeah.
It's one of those things where frog jump's coming up, and it's just spring
And
is
it's
here,
so
and
unique,
summer's
and it just-
coming.
It's that
part of this
transition, right? Time of transition up here that is unique to anywhere in the world.
Yep.
You know, and we're seeing a lot more documentary filmmakers coming up
We
here
really
doing
are.
that. Mm-hmm.
It's really, really crazy.
Yeah.
And it's been bringing people forever.
Oh yeah,
And
since the early 1900s.
Yeah, because who would have thought, let's jump a frog?
Yeah.
And make an event of it.
Somebody did. Somebody did.
has.
Yeah, somebody looked at Mark Twain's story and said, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to find out who that was.
Yeah, it would be cool to find the founder.
Yeah.
And then, which I just found, the Columbia College and Mother Lode Job Training are hosting a community job fair this Friday, April 15th. From 1 to 4 at the Oak Pavilion.
Oh, cool.
And this event's open to Columbia College students, alumni, and community members. And you get to meet 60 employers from many sectors, including healthcare, forestry, hospitality, government, and education.
Oh, wow.
This community job fair is sponsored by the Adventist Health Sonora, Dignity Health Mark Twain Medical Center, and the
Oh,
MAC
wow.
Health Board. So for more information, you can go to gocolumbia.edu/employment, which I thought was kind of cool. Like
I think that's really
see
good,
what your options
especially
are.
if there's 60 employers there.
Yeah.
So they must be covering Tuolumne and Calaveras County.
I think so. Yeah. So
But-
and it's at the Columbia Junior College.
Yeah,
So.
campus. Yeah, so that's
Which is
cool.
Cool.
So going back to what's coming up, on May 7th, actually there's two things. I was looking back and forth. There's two things going on May 7th. There might be three if you're looking at another
I
one
have
too.
a couple of things coming up, but I think I'm looking at the wine.
The wine. So let's do the wine.
We'll do the wine first? Okay.
Yeah. Try to do it. Some sort of.
So this is wine. Obviously,
spring
we're a
wine
wine
weekend,
company.
yeah.
So we have the Spring Wine Weekend 2022. It's a Calaveras County wine, and that's from April 23rd and 24th. So it's that weekend.
Yeah,
So
it's the whole weekend.
The weekend coming up next week. So we're
Yeah,
just a little
exactly.
bit ahead. And it is put on by the Calaveras Wine Grape Alliance, and the reason why we wanted to bring this up early is because the tickets are on sale, and
now.
they sell fast.
out. Yeah, they do.
And what it is the guests get to enjoy spring blooms, live music, art, vineyard tours, outdoor adventures, and plenty of delicious wine this festival weekend.
Yeah.
Advance tickets is required as this event will sell out.
Yeah,
So
if they do, they sell out every year.
it's just crazy
And,
how quick.
and it is, and as the wineries truly do come into themselves, it just is becoming more and more a place to be.
It really
Actually,
is.
Murphy's really is.
And you can't beat the weather.
You can't beat the weather. You know, you can go out to Ironstone. Ironstone runs a shuttle bus in and out of town. It's free. And then you can park in town and then take the shuttle to Ironstone, come out, you know, or park at Ironstone and do it, the reverse way. But there's just so many wonderful tasting rooms and restaurants, and it's just a really fun weekend, but you have to get your tickets.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to miss out.
Yeah,
there's a 1-day and a 2-day passes, and they are at the calaveras-wine.org/spring-wine-weekend-TIX. If you want to look them up, you can also find them on Facebook because that's where we found them.
Yeah.
And that was the Spring Wine Weekend, April 23rd is when it starts.
Yeah, and another event that sells out every year is Four Fires over in Amador County. That is actually May 7th.
So a little bit more time, but if you don't get on those, they will be gone.
They're gone.
And I don't think they let you. You have to buy them in advance. I don't think they sell them on
at the door.
the event.
I don't think. It's been a long time since they've done that anyway. And it is just a really, really fun event, and it's based on 4 fires. You know, cooking, fire, and there's 3 others, which I can't remember. I actually wrote an article on it, but that was a while ago. But this year they're actually they're celebrating the 4 regions that inspire the wines of Amador, which is the Italy, the Rhone region, obviously of France, the Iberian region, and the Heritage California.
That's really neat.
And all those varietals grow very well in our soils up in our area.
They do. They really do. And again, this place, it takes place at the Outdoor Amador Fairgrounds and Event Center. And it is, how much is it?
$90.
$90.
I know the price, $90.
So go and get your tickets ahead of time. And that was May 7th. And it's the Amador Four Fires Food and Wine Festival. And then we have coming up is the Amapalooza, which is the Spring Art Festival, and that's on April 23rd. So if you're looking for art, and it's through the 23rd and the 24th, so that weekend again.
Again, super busy.
April is definitely just has a lot of stuff happening. And it's from 12 to 5 p.m. And it's in Amador City, and it is art festival, and they have tasting rooms open, restaurants, and shops for the weekend full of specials, giveaways, and new releases, all inspired by local star, the California Poppy. So that's their theme this year. And if you're curious about it, you can go visit amadorcity.org, and you can find more information there.
And Amador City is, I think it is the smallest incorporated city in California.
It really is.
And it's super cute. It's just this little small, super cute.
They used to have a bakery that was phenomenal, and I think Andres. It was wonderful. But they have so many other stores and little shops down there. I think they have a shop that's called Made in Amador, and it's only local. Again, it's local
honey, local olive oil. Yeah, everything's local.
Everything's local. And the authors, they have a lot of local authors' books. They have jewelry made by local artists. So if you are looking for local, that whole little town really is.
Yeah, and that town has grown, even though it's teeny tiny, it has grown through the years as well. Because at one time, Andres was the only place really.
I know, it really was. And then they redid the street, and they do dancing in the street and
yes, they do, which is fun.
Right around the corner.
Exactly. And then actually we have another April 30th event.
Which is the Ragin' Cajun.
Ragin' Cajun.
Which is from 11 to 5 p.m. on April 30th. And it is by the Rotary Club of San Andreas. Tickets are $5, which you can't beat. And they started selling tickets in February. So hopefully it's not sold out.
Hopefully.
Again, that's the Ragin' Cajun.
Yeah, I've heard the tickets are still available.
Okay,
actually.
that's good.
So, and that's in San Andreas. So, and then the Seroptimists of Calaveras County are having their 12th annual chili cook-off and tasting on Saturday, May 7th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Murphy's Hotel.
Okay.
And they have local cookers, as they're called, chili makers.
Nice.
And you can taste what they make. It's $10 for the tastings, and then you vote on it. And,
that's fun.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. There's a raffle, prizes, live music by Plan B, which is a very popular local Calaveras County band. And you can go out and go to the Murphy's Hotel, check them out on May 7th, and support an organization that supports women. They are really wonderful,
I wonder if you are a cooker, how to get involved in it. If you have your own chili recipe you want to share.
I think you actually have to make the chili, but it's you can go to www.si, Seroptimists International, calaverascounty.org to find out more.
Nice.
Or call 209-753-9700.
Nice. So if you have a recipe you want to bring out and cook for everyone, and yummy.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
That'd be very good.
Speaking of another food, this is on April 29th, it's a Friday. They do have the Amador Polar Bears, which is the swim team in Amador.
Okay.
They are having a rib night fundraiser barbecue dinner. So if you're looking for some ribs, it's $40 a person, and all proceeds support the Amador Polar Bears swim scholarships and equipment updates.
Oh, cool.
And it is... Yeah, it's a competitive youth swimmers, and the tickets are available at the Coldwell Banker in Jackson, or online at square.link/ find it on Facebook.
Yeah. Or just Google it.
And again, that's a great cause for, and it's at the Lafton Ranch Event Center is where it's taking place. So.
And then talking about another dinner fundraiser, the drive-through chicken dinner fundraiser for the Angels Camp Business Association is taking place on Tuesday, May 3rd. Tickets are actually, put my glasses on, $50 each, but it serves 4 people.
Nice. You can't beat that. That's cheaper than making food at home.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you pick up the meal from 4:30 to 6:30 at Utica Park, and the tickets are available at Pickled Porch, at Angel's Food, and you can ask any ACPA board member.
Nice.
And it's barrel chicken, Caesar salad, sourdough bread, Pickled Porch pesto mac, and if you've ever been to the Pickled Porch, very, very good food, fresh fruit, and cookies.
You can't beat that for $50.
Can't beat cookies.
No, you can't beat that. And then if you want to get your dancing shoes on.
Yes.
We have square dancing with the Wagon Train, which the Wagon Train is happening at the end of this month, which is a really cool thing because it's these people dress up, they actually take a wagon trail
and they come through the
Amador.
counties, yeah.
And so they have the wagon train square dance, and it's Friday, April 29th from 5 to who knows when.
Yeah.
And it's at the Italian Picnic Grounds in Sutter Creek. And everyone's encouraged, beginners, if you want to learn any of it. And it's just fun barbecue with the Kit Carson Mountain Men Wagon Train. They'll be dancing with first timers at the barbecue, encouraging sign-ups for their May beginners class, and doing a mainstream demo tip, which is cool. So you kind of learn a little bit of the basics while you're there.
Which is very cool.
And then they have dancing at 6, wear comfortable Western duds. If there's any interest, you can get in contact with them online. So look it up, Wagon Train Square Dancing. So.
I remember when they used to come through all 3 counties, though.
Did they really?
Yeah, I remember when I first moved up here, seeing them come through on Highway 49.
Wow.
And I was like, what is going on?
because I think they only go, I think they end at like near Rayleigh's now. I think is where they end it.
And now they just kind of do it in Amador County. They don't do it anywhere else.
I wish they would have go. I imagine that would be a lot longer. So time restraints would probably.
Yeah, and also highways, right? The
that makes
highways are a
sense.
lot busier now than they used to be.
I didn't take into account for that.
Yeah. Caltrans. Although Caltrans is really good, right?
Yes.
About giving, what they need to do for their permits and everything, but it's still not, it's not cheap.
Yeah, no.
In any way, shape, or form. So, and then you have Town Hall meet and greet.
So we brought this up last week. The Amador is doing the Town Hall meet and greet for all 3 sheriff candidates, all in one spot. So if you have any questions for the sheriffs that you might be representing the Amador County, this is Wednesday, April 20th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Amador Senior Center. So if you have any questions or concerns that you want answered by all 3 candidates, you can get them all in one spot, which is pretty nice, to tell you the truth.
Which is really good.
So, and it's from 5 to 7.
Yeah, and then here in Calaveras County, we are actually at the Calaveras Community TV Studio, Calaveras Public Access TV Studio. We have many names.
And many hats.
And many hats, many hats, absolutely. We will be interviewing Calaveras County candidates. We've invited all of them. Some of them don't have contested races, so sometimes they chose not to come. But all of the contested races have already said they're going to come and be interviewed. And we are actually asking the public to send in questions, and we'll choose, randomly choose a question from the public for each of the candidates, and then there's another, they all get the same list of questions, but at the end they'll get the community question. So make sure, if you want to participate, if you want to ask them a question, get in touch with us at calpeg7@gmail.com or on our social media sites, and we'll put your question in the bin.
And then we'll be airing these interviews throughout the week of the 25th of April.
On through May up until about the election.
So you get a chance to kind of get to see and know who's running.
Who they are, exactly.
And you can find us on Comcast 7 if you are interested. Or on our
Caltel 7 and Volcano Vision 21. We go out into a lot of different, and then Amador County, we're on Comcast 7.
And you can also find us on YouTube.
And YouTube,
Which is
YouTube is the easiest one, So, And then also, one of the biggest events of our year is coming up, the Calaveras County Fair and Jumping Frog Jubilee.
Woo-hoo!
And they are in need of volunteers. Their theme this year is Dancing with the Steers. And
That's cute.
isn't that funny? And then the dates are the May 19th through the 22nd. And they really are needing volunteers to come out. It's a lot of fun. You can really feel the community spirit out there. You don't have to be from Angels Camp. You can be from Calaveras, Tuolumne, Amador. Just come out and enjoy yourself. And get in touch with them at frogtown.org if you're interested.
Which is really neat because it's a lot of fun. Like
is.
Volunteering, you're giving your time for free, but you get so much away from it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's absolutely, you can't beat a good event like that.
Good event like that, no.
And then on April 30th, they have the Veterans Ruck Muck, and it is at the VFW post 4748 Tuolumne. And it is where you have to have a pack, which is your ruck, which is 22 pounds, and it's required for first, second, and third prizes. This is a 3-mile walk through West Side that goes for $55 to enter.
Yeah.
And then the pre-registration is critical for shirt sizes. But they've been doing this for a while, so you guys might have missed the correct size, so you might get what you got.
You might just
So you can find them on Facebook is where I found the event. So it's just the Veterans Ruck Muck 2022.
Yeah. So okay then. Well, that's a lot of things to do, and
It
a lot
really
of things
is.
to get prepared to do. So
It never ends in this
it never
county.
ends in these areas. Absolutely not. So we hope you pick something and go out there and get out there and enjoy our weekend and our times and our springtime, which is probably going to go really fast this
It
year.
really is. Summer
It's getting
seems like
warm
it's
already.
inching closer.
Yeah.
So enjoy this nice
time.
time, yeah.
And we hope to see you again next week.
Yep, and if you have any events that you want us to know about, you can find us on our social media accounts or email us. So please let us know.
calpeg7@gmail.com.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, then we will see you guys next week.
Yep. See you next week.
Bye.